Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today we are going to be working on one of these guys. This is a Macintosh, get in there, which way do we rotate to see the camera? A Macintosh IIcx. Macintosh IIcx was a nice little machine, sort of the successor to the Macintosh IIx, a little bit more compact than the Macintosh IIcx or the Macintosh IIx, which was a giant beast. But as with most systems of the era, it had issues with either battery leakage or capacitor leakage. And so there's capacitors there's a capacitor there, a bunch over here. So this is the big area. And so this part of the board has a lot of different bits on it. I think this stuff is for the memory. But all this little guys over here is for part of the startup circuit. You can see here we're missing some components. We're missing a bunch of chips here. And we're missing the capacitors. And so when these capacitors leak, these little tiny traces like to break and go away. And so basically, I think I fixed most of them. I know there's one more at least that I have to fix. There's a couple things I want to check back over. But this thing was in bad shape. I found this IIcx on eBay for $40, and so I figured, what the heck. And so, yeah, most of the board is fine, but this part of the board has been kind of a mess. And so, take a look under the microscope at some chips. And while I say hi to folks in the chat, we got All Things DG, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Francois Rival, Starbuck Tech, Trina's Technobabble, Czech Ambrosia, Epictronics, Jack 68K, Garth Beagle, Gabam. The stream is already starting janky. What's janky? Jeez, Trina. Hey, Chris Angelis. Hello, everyone. Chris Ruckert. Sorry if I say that wrong. Hello. Was this the IIcx that was battery bombed? No. So this thing wasn't battery bombed. I mean, maybe a little bit of the battery leakage contributed to this thing, but mostly it was cap corrosion. And so as you're looking at those chips, they don't look too bad, but these have already been through the ultrasonic cleaner. And so if we kind of hold them up, you can see there's a lot of gunk on there, and so I want to clean these up. We know that I normally like to clean stuff up using my eraser bits, but they don't really get in between all of those legs. And so I'm going to try a new technique using a little wire wheel. So let's see if this works. I'm most likely going to launch these things, but I'm going to start off with one of these HC132 chips because I actually have new ones of these, and we might wind up just using the new ones anyway. And so when you're doing stuff like this, you want to make sure that you don't go the wrong way. And so I'm just going to see which way does that spin. Okay, so it goes this way, and so we're going to go like this. That's not too bad. We'll see if these solder all right or not. That looks way better already. Yeah, it doesn't quite get in between the legs as well as I was hoping, but it's doing a decent job on those. Alright, so let's go to this guy. Oh, come on back. As Dave said, yes, this is a great way to launch a chip. So you want to be very careful. feel like there was a big old doober on a couple of those legs there. That is going to make soldering them very not happy. Oop. That looks pretty good. This leg is very angry. The thing you want to be careful about too is that sometimes the legs get so corroded that they just break right off. That looks way better though. Now I actually have a belief that we might be able to solder these back on. They were so freaking crusty. Alright, so that's one that we definitely need. I don't have any of these. This is a HC74A. I know I don't have any spares of these, so let's not launch this one. Oh yeah, look at how crusty that guy is. Can you see that? That is crustarino. Like I said, these chips have already been through the ultrasonic bath, so it's not like I haven't tried to clean them already. Who doesn't love some good power tool usage to kick off a stream? That looks way better. Alright, so that's done, Got two done. This little guy, that says 2AG. That fell off the board during the ultrasonic bath. I don't think I'm gonna try. That one's just gonna fly away. I know I'm gonna shoot that one across the BigBadBench, and I do not have replacements. You might notice behind me that there is a computer running. That is a Macintosh IIcx that I purchased from the amazing Tech Night at VCF East last year. And so we have a working IIcx that we could potentially steal bits from if I wind up launching any of these across the room. And I do have some parts. I don't know how, but I was looking in my bin today, and I think I have some parts that we need to work on this guy. I have spare HC132s. I know I bought those when I was working on my Macintosh IIci. Oh, see what I just did there? I just did a real bad thing. That was bad. That's why you always go following. You don't go the other way. Alright, well, we'll see how that goes. Ooh, that could be bad. Hey, Bacchus. Hey, CDI. Alright. Let's, you can see there's all little bits of dust, too, on the BigBadBench. I don't know if that's coming through. I think I'm just going to try to do a little bit of scraping on this. '74 258s. I think I have spare '74 258s, but I don't think they're in that format. But we can look. We can look. But look at all these little bits of crust that are coming off. So I think that that is like lead and or tin copper 4 oxide, and it turns into like black dust, and it kind of loses the property of the metal. And that's why when you get stuff that's really corroded, it basically falls off, because it's not really metal anymore. It's more of like a powder. Yeah, look at all that. Look at that little crust. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Hey, Eric's Edge and Doro 20. And it needs to be F or FCT. Okay. Alright, so this HC132 can go away. We're gonna not use those. Alright, so there's all of our chips ready. Let's take a look at the board. Let me show you what we're looking at with the board. Someone has an average 2CX listed on eBay for $9.99. Well, if anyone wants a deal for a 2CX for 500 bucks, let me know. Alright, so let me show you what we've done so far. So here's that part of the board I was talking about that has a lot of the startup circuitry. Sorry, it's a little shiny. I'm gonna move skosh this way. So here's a row of 5 cap. Oh no, that's 6 caps. Count, John. This trace was bad. This trace was bad. This trace was bad. This trace was bad. This one looks bad, but it's still reading okay, so I'm gonna not touch that. And then this pad fell off, so that trace is bad. So we still got to fix this one, and I think I've fixed everything else. There's a different spot on the board that I haven't gone over yet. This one had some nasty looking stuff, so we got to check that before we get started on before we finish. But see, this guy goes here. Let's drag you through some of this flux that's already on the board. Let's reuse our flux. That guy goes there. And this one also came off in the ultrasonic bath. And I had a bag that I was putting all these in, and I went to go put it in the bag, and it pinged off into nowhere space. So I think that originally this has a it had a marking of 1 a.m. I have ones that are labeled 2 a.m. and I think they're the same thing. It's just one is spec'd up to 40 volts and the other one is spec'd up to 60 volts. And so I think my 2 a.m. ones will work in place of the 1 a.m. Otherwise, we're going to have to steal bits from the working 2CX. Hey, I-8386SX. We are enemies for this weekend, my friend. This weekend, Philadelphia Eagles versus Green Bay Packers. Should be a really good game. For anyone that likes sports ball, I love sports ball. Alright, so that's that one. Let's put Tech Ambrosia. For anyone that didn't see, Tech Ambrosia came on to a stream that I did, I don't know, it was New Year's Eve, I guess. She sent me a giant box, or 3 giant boxes of stuff to work on. That was a lot of fun. I've never had any guests on my stream before, so it was super cool. Oh, no, this is a 1 a.m. Oh, I thought I had 2 a.m.s. Well, that's good. I think the other ones are actually labeled 1 a.m. I think the originals are 1 a.m. yeah, hanging out with Tech Ambrosia was really awesome. And so go back and check out that stream. She's one of my favorite YouTube folks, so it was really cool to hang out. And she sent me a bunch of projects and some reward projects to work on. So there's going to be a lot of Tech Ambrosia related content coming up. I already took apart one of her power supplies. It only had 5 reefa caps in it. So, oh, look. Get back on that board, you little jerk. I think we're going to push that out of the way. There you go. There we go. All right, let's see if all of those things go to where they're supposed to go. Let's get the thing out. Got Bomb says, how about those Broncos? It's pretty awesome that the Broncos have made it back into the playoffs after a while and after looking really terrible for a while. Sorry, my friend. Okay, that just goes there. So let's just remember this one. I think that's actually a 1 a.m. It's I think an NPN transistor. All right, so this is all fine. Let's just double check some traces around here while I have beat mode on. I think I have everything traced out and okay. So you kind of want to do this systematically, trying to go chip by chip. Otherwise you get kind of lost. Ask me how I know. We're beeping. We are beeping. That one doesn't go anywhere. That one doesn't go anywhere. That one doesn't go anywhere. So if anyone's an expert at startup circuits, maybe you can explain why there's so many freaking chips. To me, the startup circuit on these things look like they're trying to launch nuclear submarine or nuclear weapons. Like, it's like, okay, are you gonna switch on? Yeah, I'm gonna switch on. Are you gonna switch on? Yeah, I'm gonna switch on. Yeah, I'll switch on. There's like, you need permission from 100 different places in order to switch these machines on. But I'm sure there was some rational explanation for it. That goes there. Alright, so I think these are all good. Oh, right, this one's bad. So this via should connect to that pad, and there's nothing there. So we got to fix that one. That's definitely a one that has to happen. Francois, David Starbucks here. Boo, 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 boo. The designer was paid by the component. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's probably how it worked. Alright, so we're going to use some Ethernet cable here. Just use one strand. And of course, when I do this on stream and I have my microscope installed, I have no depth perception, so I apologize if it looks like I'm just randomly poking around. I kind of almost know what I'm doing, I promise. No, I don't. It's okay. I don't know what I'm doing, actually, ever. Got a lot of snow across the country today. It is an absolutely amazing day. in New England. It's like the perfect kind of snow. It's like probably going to get about 3 or 4 inches. And it's just beautiful, relaxing. I don't have anywhere to be. Do any of you have anywhere to be? My husky loves the snow. Hey, Rudy. Okay. Fixing a trace, fixing a trace. Oh, I better not sing. That's sort of Steve's deal. I don't wanna impinge on Steve's dealy. And he's way better at singing than I am. Okay. So there's that. Alright, so I know that one's bad. Now let's see where things go. Okay, so that via there goes to that pad, and then it goes over to there. Alright, so that's all good. This guy comes around, that's good. That's ugly as heck, but it should be fine. Alright, I think, let's check some of these. Let's try to put some chips back on and see if this thing will power up. Yeah, some of these look real bad, but I don't like to futz with them if I don't have to. That one goes way under over to the memory. Yeah, I think these are the chips that are part of the memory. That one's going under the memory. We're gonna have to just trust that that one's fine. Lots of beeping. Sorry, folks. There we go. That one goes over here. Yep. Okay. That one's good. I think all the rest of these traces are good. Very unusual. What's very unusual? I don't know how to say your name. Dowrow. Oh, you mean the no snow in Wisconsin? Yeah, that is kind of unusual. Alright, let's put these chips back on before I lose them. Because we all know that that's going to be the next step. And there's dog hair in my flux. That's what happens when you cuddle with your dogs right before a stream. Get dog hair in your flux. Okay, so all these go that way. This one should be good. The other one is the one where I screwed up a leg. See that leg on that guy? That one's bad, so that might make a mess. That might be a problem. Hey, Asmodeus. Cat hair as well. Yeah, there could be some cat hair. Although I haven't cuddled with him in several hours. Got that one. Ads in the middle of the stream. Yeah, I apologize for that. I tried to set them so that they don't happen very often. But apparently I think YouTube kind of ignores the settings that I tell it. So yeah, once I became monetized, they started hitting the ads quite a lot. So I try to make it so that they don't show, but YouTube doesn't listen to me. So I apologize. That's what you gotta deal with to pay for such riveting content as this, I'm sure. Look at these nice shiny solder joints. That's worth an ad. I would watch an ad to see solder joints that shiny. Where's my depth perception? Come on. There we go. Yeah, that cleanup technique worked reasonably well, I think. I was not expecting these to solder very nicely. It seems to be doing all right. We'll go back and double check some of those. You'll be glued to the screen. Ah, premium user. Guess that is a good way to get around the ads. Sorry, Trina, what did you say? You wanted to see pics of me cuddling with my dogs. It's hard to get pictures. I don't do selfies really well. Come on, let's see if I can twist my arm around. Also, my dogs have a lot of black fur, and they don't photograph all that well. I do post pictures of my dogs every once in a while, mostly on Instagram. Instagram is typically my posting pictures of dogs account. No computer stuff there. Of course, now we gotta deal with Meta. Oh, jeez. Just when you thought things would sort of stabilize. Nope. No, let's be jerks. Okay. So I think those are pretty much all good. I am really worried about this guy up here. I have a feeling that is going to go away. Let's just solder the poop out of it. Maybe that'll hold it. Starbuck, you have 11 cats? That's a bit excessive, man. I had, what did I have at most? I had 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I had 5 cats at one point. That was a bit much. Okay. Let me check something real quick. Alright, so yeah, this guy is in the middle. I'm gonna go look at the other board real quick, just to double check. Yep, 74. And it's pointing towards the back. 74, pointing towards the back. Oh, don't forget, I gotta fix that. Gotta run a thing for that one. Come on, hand. There we go. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to put flux down. Gotta flux up your chips. What the flux? What the flux? Wow, this chip actually still smells like fish juice. Okay, that's that one. Now we're gonna need another little piece of wire. Where did that other little half go? So we're just gonna bend the over there like that. Put you down in there. This one's gonna be a little bumpy. We're gonna have to do some work on that. Okay, get in there with some flux. So there are little pad things that you can buy that look way prettier than this, but this works fine. You just got to be careful about making sure that you get a good connection with the chip. It's hard when you have ones where sometimes there's traces that run between these pads, and that can be kind of difficult to deal with. But all right, let's do the cutty technique on this one. Just got this. Got a nice new razor blade, and we're just gonna wiggle. Wiggle. There we go. You stay over there, little piece of wire. We'll probably need you at some point today. All right, let's get some new HC 132s, because I don't feel like dealing with the crusty ones. Boink and boink. Oh, what did I almost forget to do? Flux up your chip holes. Also, when you're doing this, see how this chip has a whole bunch of the traces that go between. If you have a good amount of flux there, it prevents those from making little solder bridges. See, this one's going to be a little bit wonky because we have two thick pieces. Well, I mean, the wire's super thin, but it's gonna lift it up. Even though it's the wires are very thin, it still kind of creates a little bit of a spacing issue. So I'm gonna just force that down a little bit, and that'll kind of encourage those two legs to lift up. little bit more violent. Okay. All right, I think it moved a little. Whoa. What did you send as a package, Rudy? Was it a super secret thing that you're not allowed to tell us? All right, yeah, I think this will be good. I think we're all set. Hey, Thomas Armstrong. Yeah, I don't do as much flux as Louis Rossman. That man and his flux. Okay, so I think that one's good. Part of my issue is I can't see under the flux. And this is relatively clear flux. Got what I'm saying. Clean your tip, John. Clean your tip. Look at how nice that flows when you clean your tip. All right, I think we are down to just caps at this point. Let's put those other caps on. Okay, what do we need? So we can consult with Bruce's website, recapamac.com.au. 4716, 4716, 4716, 1016. Do we have 1016s? I know we gotta have 1016s around here somewhere. Oh, there's some 1016s. I knew we had some 1016s. 1016s. Rudy asks if anyone's seeing drones. Anyone seeing drones? Can we not talk about the drones? That's just silly. I know some people that are really freaking out about it. It's like, chill out. It's gotta be just someone messing around. Let's do this. I normally don't put too much flux on on these pads. Look at how fluxy this is. This does kind of look like a Rossmann mess. Oh, there was a loose 4716 floating around the BigBadBench, so it can go on. I have a drawer that's just 4716. Yeah, it's most likely airplanes, but also, like, once people freak out about something, people are probably also just playing with their own drones to freak other people out. They just love messing with everyone. There's no invasion. Although, hey, Canada, if you decide to invade New England, I'm up for it. Thomas Armstrong sees bright dots on the road following him. Yeah, that's also very scary. So these ones are a little bit small. I think I actually do have more 1016s in a order coming today that are the proper size. Oh, look at that. I got flux all over that one. You can't even see the stripe. Oh, what a mess. All right, I'm going to have to go clean that one up so I can see where the stripe is. There it is. Goes that way. Oh, get back. Get back over here. Come here, you little cap. There you go. And as usual, these are tantalums, so you want the stripe to point towards the positive side. Oh, come on. Oh, this is ugly. This one is ugly. I'm gonna have to get my hot tweezers. I can't stand when the caps are that crooked. That drives me nuts. Okay. There we go. That's better. I feel better about that one now. Does everyone else feel better about that one? Is anyone else going to lose sleep about that cap being that crooked? Okay, so I think those are my only two 1016s, so let's put those away before I lose that tiny little dealie. Let's look back at the thing. Yep, all we're left with are 4716s. So coming over here. We're getting close. I thought that stuff was going to take me a little longer, so this is moving pretty well. I'm okay with how quickly we're doing this. Because I should really, as soon as this snow ends, I'm probably going to have to go plow. And I think it's supposed to end during the stream. And of course, this probably isn't going to work, so we are going to have to find... So at this point, I think all the traces on the top are fine. The thing I'm worried about is the vias, and so based off of some of the nastiness, I'm kind of worried about how well some of the vias are going to be structurally sound, electrically sound. Garth with the Mr. Plow reference. This is a Macintosh IIcx board. So I did a short this week showing the recap of a Macintosh LC3. That was, I've already done, I don't know how many videos on LC3s, so I decided not to do a full stream on that one. So if you want to see a recap and to see if I fixed a Mac LC3, go ahead. It was actually a board that was in pretty decent condition, so there was a stream on that, or a short about that this week. But speaking of LC2, I've been doing some research on the chipset. So I don't know which one that would be. I think on this board it's this guy. So comparing the chipsets across the Macintosh Classic 2, the LC, and the LC2, and I think that chip on the LC and the LC2 are identical functionally. There might be two traces that are different compared to the two. And so I think next weekend what I'm going to do is actually try to do a swap between an LC and an LC2 board and see if those two are compatible. If they're compatible, then what I'm going to try to do is see if I can use that to fix a Classic 2 that I have that has a bad one of those chips. So that should be fun. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, let's go to here. Let's get this, put that away. Oh, we got one more. I forgot. There's one more place. We got to check some traces too, because there was some funkiness. There we go. Okay, so what do we got here? That one is just a via. Okay, so that one's fine. So let's just check these real quick and toss a cap on that guy. Gonna need our 4716s again. Fine. Let's see, this guy. That's good. Where are you going? That guy goes all the way over to there. Okay, so that one's good. Alright, I think that's all fine. I think we're good. Alright, let's toss a cap on that. Pretty sure this one's just a 4716. I will check recapamac.com.au. Yes, it's a 4716. Okay, one more cap before we see if we make the fire. Ah. Oh. Okay. What do people think? Is this board gonna chime, catch fire, or something in between? Was this board battery bombed? No, this board was only capacitor bombed. At least as far as I think. There might have been some battery leakage, but it was predominantly capacitors that were the issue as opposed to battery. Normally when there's a battery bomb, you can say, yep, that's a battery bomb. This one just had a lot of gross nastiness, which is normally capacitors. Oh, Eric's Edge is voting for a death chime. Oh, not my face. We don't want my face. There we go. All right. So actually, let's go. VU1UG, hello, welcome to the channel, and says it should work. All right. I like your confidence. I appreciate that. All right. Here you can see we have our 2CX with a Blue Scuzzy V2. And of course I looked up information about a 2CX using Action Retro's awesome website, frogfind.com. Okay, so what we're going to do is steal the RAM out of this one, since I know the RAM is good. We might get really silly and actually use a video card. Let's get really silly and use a video card. It will not boot into Windows 11. I can guarantee that it will not boot into Windows 11. All right, let's go back to here. Gonna pull the RAM out of this one. RAM. Let's not set that in the flux. Don't want it to get sticky. It's the video card I was using. Let's turn this around this way. Blue Scuzzies? Of course there's always Blue Scuzzies on the BigBadBench. How's it going, Eric? Oh, my other 2CX has the metal retention clips. This one has plastic. So what I like to do for the plastic ones is just shoot them with a little bit of deoxit. There's that lubricant that's in there, and that can help against breakages. This board does not have RAM on board, as opposed to a lot of other Macs from the era, like the LC series. So you always have to make sure to include some RAM. Got the speaker here. This power supply is not the original for this one, but it's basically the same, and it's been recapped and all gone through. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. There we go. Electricity. Hold that up here. There. Okay, here we go. 3. Well, that's not good. I was supposed to hit the button on 1, and it just decided to go without the 1. We got screen. So, I don't know why it decided to just turn on, but we got mouse. A chime is a chime. Let's... Oh, you crazy power circuitry on these stupid machines. Let's give it a mouse. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So this is an old model Blue Scuzzy V2 external. Eric has more elegant versions of it now, but this guy still works good. So what do you want? Now it's wired to always on. No, so yeah, you can turn the power button on these things to always go on, but that only works when they're in the case. Maybe I should deoxit that button. Sometimes getting some lubrication in that button is a good idea, or the switch. Now everything is lubricated. Oh, I've got lubrication everywhere. All right, try it again. 3. It did it on 3 again. It's just too excited to live. It wants to live. This guy is just like, I am running and you cannot stop me. Rig that up. Set you on there. Oh, look at that. We are already booted. Look at that. We're black and white. Oh, right. What is this? I think I'm booting to 701. Where's my monitors? Is there not a monitor? Where's my monitors control panel? Let's out this Macintosh IIcx, 16 megs of RAM. Oh, you know what? You know what I'm wondering? I didn't trim the bottom of the board when I put those wires through. I'm wondering if one of the little wires is going through and making contact that it shouldn't be. Let's do a real quick. I love snooper. Let's do a quick snooper. Look how quick this thing is with 701. This thing is rocking. Is this booting the OS for a plus? Kinda, sort of. Yeah. This one was set up for a plus, so yeah, that might explain why there's not a monitor's control panel. Let's skip the RAM check. Let's skip the modem port and that. Let's run this real quick and see if things work. You are so smart, Tech Ambrosia. You always you know exactly why things work the way they work. Oh, this is awesome. This is able to display colors, but one of the boards that I have for this is actually a black and white card. It's kind of cool. It's a 1024 by 768 black and white card. So these can be black and white, and I guess this particular model, this board decided, I want to be black and white to get started. This is a color card. This card actually supports millions of colors. So, nice. All right, so we did all the tests. Oh, wrong button. End cycle. All right, let's quit. Let's let's switch to a different OS. Let's go System Picker. We're not going to boot off the CD. Let's boot on that one. Let's do this one. Wow, 19-inch CRT, black and white. That's awesome. And of course, Eric's Edge noted the HyperCard icon. So this drive image is actually something that I've been setting up for Eric for the Plus that I need to send him. I decided that Plus is so late that I'm actually going to make a couple more mods on it before I send it out. And I'm just waiting for the parts to arrive for that. So Eric is going to have the ultimate Plus that anyone has ever had. It'll have my internal mod for SCSI. It'll have Blue SCSI V2 and a couple of other little treats that I'll show off eventually. Dropped in to press like button. All right, yeah, thank you 1bit for stopping by, and also everyone, this worked. Look at this guy, it's working. Let's get a like for that. Can I get some likes, please? That would be swell. But yeah, who would have thunk? I was expecting to fight this thing. I guess I should still try to figure out why it wants to auto start, but I'm just excited that it actually started up. Oh, actually, yeah, let's go do Snooper now in color. All right, let's unclick that and say go. So I'm gonna let this go. Thanks, Rudy. Yeah, I think I'm about to ready to go take care of some snow. Let me just show you this guy real quick. So this is the cursed LC575 from III DIY. And so I've been continuing work on this thing. So this one has a bad trace there. It has another bad trace down there that I've repaired. Had two bad traces there that I've repaired. There's actually two more bad traces that I started repairing, and then I realized that these two pins were shorted, and so I had to go look at other places on the board where that short might have been, and so I found that short, got rid of that short. Now I can go back and repair these traces again. And so yeah, I took all the solder mask off of this thing because it was, you can kind of see in here this green, or no, that's actually the normal green. Where is it? I think there's another spot where you can see some of the weird green. This computer was so messed up. Go look at III DIY's video about this cursed LC575 because it was heartbreaking. It was emotional to watch this video. And so that's why I agreed to work on this thing. So we can see here we're missing a bunch of pads on this chip. I started clearing out the vias so that I can run new traces to repair a lot of these things. So yeah, I'm putting some love into this guy. I'm recording this work as I'm doing it. I'm hoping to publish a video about this one. But yeah, this guy needed a lot of work, and so we'll see. So yeah, this is another project I've been working on, and so hopefully we'll get this done by the end of January. We'll see. What else have I been working on? A couple of amplifiers. I think I figured out what was wrong with the big amplifier that wouldn't power on. I'm waiting for parts for that. And that weird little amplifier, that one stopped working. Like it's doing some things, so I've been fighting with that. So yeah, there have been a lot of projects going on, but yeah. So I think that's gonna do it for today. Yeah, about an hour. Wow, that was a lot of work for an hour. I'm actually pretty excited that we got this thing to power on. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm actually pretty stoked that this thing powered up basically first shot. So I want to thank everyone for stopping by today. I really appreciate it, and I hope to be back to my normal every Saturday at noon schedule. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. I think I'm going to try to do another fundraiser thing, a match. I got to see how much money I can afford. I wasn't expecting everyone to be able to match me that quickly last time, but I do want to do another fundraiser for World Central Kitchen because they've been helping out with the wildfires and stuff like that. So yeah, Elden Ring in about an hour. And oh yeah, don't forget, Tech Ambrosia is streaming tonight. She's testing out a bunch of video cards. She did a bonus stream this week for the first time playing a game, so make sure to go check that out. But check her out tonight with her video card stream. All right, have a lovely week, you all, and check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech as always on Sundays. And Eric's been streaming pretty regularly at 9 a.m. on Saturdays, so it's always fun to wake up with a grumpy Eric. I love grumpy Saturday morning Eric. It's awesome. Plus, I learned a lot about programming stuff. All right, that's it. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Hit the like button.